What's up, guys? It's BenImparts here. Welcome back to yet another episode of this Cryptid cast series where we break down cryptids, their sightings, their possibilities, what they could or couldn't be, and if they could be real or not. And today we have an absolutely fascinating cryptid in the sense that even though it's not a cryptid that's had a huge amount of sightings, in fact, it's only had one, it's quite memorable, and it was included in Fearsome Critters of the Lumberwoods by Henry H. Treon, an amazing book from 1939 that, as I always say in all my podcasts, I can't recommend enough because it's like an encyclopedia of lumberjack cryptids. So what is the Kummet body, or Kumata body as it's sometimes known, the cryptid that was seen in the White Mountains of New Hampshire? Well, the Kumata body, as it's most commonly known, I should correct myself, is a small creature that's rather kitten-like. It somewhat resembles a small wildcat, in fact, and it was first reported by Mr. B.B. Bickford of Gorham in New Hampshire, not far outside the White Mountains. In fact, it's within the White Mountains, and it's not found outside of it. Allegedly, it's only within this area. It's one of those cryptids that you have to go to a very certain area to find. And what did Mr. B.B. Bickford find? Well, the illustration shows him in his woodsman's clothes, in his lumberjack clothes, in his dungarees, dropping his axe in alarm because he found, in the words of the book, a short, stubby, rather small animal, resembling a woodchuck but having very soft, velvety, kitten-like fur. It's alleged to be harmless. It doesn't attack people, it doesn't eat them, it doesn't do whatever, but it's also meant to be, quote, surprising, because it has what he describes as the terrifying habit of suddenly rushing directly at you from the bush, then stopping only a few inches away and spitting like a cat. In other words, this is one of those creatures that's territorial, a bit like a wild cat, a bit like certain other animals. It won't attack you and eat you, but it's wary of you, it doesn't want you in its territory, and it will try and drive you away. In addition, it then throws a strong mink-like scent at you in order to throw you off. Just as many animals use urine to mark their territory, just as many animals will put out scents and will put out barrage balloons, if you like, so too does the Kumata body put out something to throw you off. It puts out a strong mink-like scent that's either meant to disorient you, confuse you, or presumably, if you're some kind of prey, prevent you eating it, and then the Kumata body is meant to rush away at speed and not be seen again. So there's not much information tied to it, and it looks rather like a woodchuck, but also looks rather like a kitten. So if it's real, what could this Kumata body be? My opinion is that it could be some kind of feline, some kind of mink, or some kind of woodchuck. It could be a subspecies of one of these. It could be increasingly rare. Maybe it's extinct, hence why it hasn't been seen since then. Or maybe it exists in very small numbers in this location. It could also be that it's a misidentification. He could have seen a mink, he could have seen a bobcat, he could have seen some kind of small kitten, maybe a feral one that's been existing in the wild and fending for itself. But what do you guys think? Do any of you in the Hampshire region, have any of you gone to the White Mountains? Have any of you seen anything like this? Do you have anything to report? Please drop those comments in the comment section below. They always make for a fascinating dialogue. My video on the Beast of Busco actually got a sighting by someone who'd seen a giant turtle in the comment section, which was fascinating. And stay tuned for episode 52.